If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Sense it's free. Sense there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Sense Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. Sense you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Sense it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Mandatory call to action. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Alexander Ovechkin was born on 17 September 1985 in Moscow, the son of Soviet athletes. His mother, Tatiana Ovechkina, was a two-time Olympic gold medalist in basketball. His father, Mikhail, was a football player. He had two older brothers, Sergei and Mikhail. His mother sensed her youngest son was destined for sporting greatness. From birth, it was obvious, she said. In a child, it's clear immediately. He was very active and walking and curious. He was 2 years old when he first picked up a hockey stick. Whenever a hockey game came on television, he would drop whatever he was doing, refusing to allow his parents to change the channel. In early childhood, he moved with his family to a tall high-rise building surrounded by a crumbling neighborhood on the outskirts of Moscow. There he attended public school 596, infamous for military discipline and a tyrannical principal, completing 8.5 grades before starting at Dynamo Moscow's sports school. While he saw his friends getting high and getting dead, Ovechkin was attending daily training sessions morning and night. You dive into sport with your head and arms and legs, and there's no time for anything else, he said of this early training. Whenever his parents were no longer able to get young Alex to hockey events, his elder brother Sergei stepped up, making sure his little brother got where he needed to go. When Ovechkin was 10, his brother Sergei died from a blood clot following a car accident. Ovechkin had a youth hockey game the next day, which his parents insisted he play in. Ovechkin credits his elder brother Sergei for introducing him to, and encouraging him to pursue hockey. When he scores, Alex will often kiss his glove and point to the sky in a salute to his brother. He made a name for himself in the Dynamo Moscow system when at 11 he scored 56 goals, breaking Pavel Bur's record of 53. Meanwhile, Ovechkin dreamed of playing in the NHL, keeping the cards of star players stashed in his room, especially those of his idol, Mario Lemieux. "It's the best hockey there is," Ovechkin would say of the NHL. Ovechkin began playing in the Russian Super League (RSL) in Dynamo Moscow at the age of 16. Making his professional debut in the 2001-02 season, he scored 4 points in 21 games. He would spend 3 seasons there prior to being drafted by the NHL, and he would rack up 36 goals and 32 assists in 152 career games. The following offseason, Ovechkin was selected first overall in the 2004 NHL entry draft by the Washington Capitals. He had been projected as the first overall pick for nearly 2 years and had earned comparisons to Mario Lemieux. He was so highly regarded that the Florida Panthers attempted to draft him in the 2003 NHL entry draft in the 9th round, even though his birthday was 2 days after the cutoff, the 15th of September 1985. Rick Dudley, the general manager of the Panthers, claimed the pick was legitimate, claiming that Ovechkin was old enough with leap years taken into consideration. Due to the 2004-05 NHL lockout, Ovechkin remained with Dynamo for 1 more season. He recorded 27 points in 34 games in 2004-05, while missing nearly 2 months of play because of a shoulder injury sustained in the gold medal game against Canada in the 2005 World Junior Championships. In the playoffs, he helped Dynamo win the RSL title. With the threat of the lockout canceling another NHL season, Ovechkin signed a contract with rival Russian team Avangard Omsk. In order to maintain his eligibility for the NHL in the event that the lockout ended, the contract contained an out clause with a 20th of July 2005 deadline. Although a new NHL collective bargaining agreement (CBA) had not yet been reached between players and owners, Ovechkin decided to opt out and signed with the Capitals on 5 August 2005. The deal was a 3-year, entry-level contract worth the rookie maximum of $984,200 per season with performance-based bonuses to inflate his annual salary to as much as $3.9 million. 2 days after signing, the lockout ended with a new CBA. Ovechkin played his first game with the Capitals on 5 October 2005, scoring 2 goals against goalie Pascal Leclerc in a 3-2 victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets. On 13 January 2006, in Anaheim, Ovechkin scored his first career hat trick against Jean-Sébastien Giguère of the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim to help Washington win the game. 3 days later, on 16 January, he scored a goal that veteran hockey reporter Bill Clement called one of the greatest goals of all time. Knocked down by Phoenix Coyotes defenseman Paul Mara and sliding on his back facing away from the net, Ovechkin was able to hook the puck with one hand on his stick and slide it into the net past goalie Brian Boucher for his second goal of the night. It became referred to as the goal. Austin Matthews, a future Toronto Maple Leafs first overall selection, was in attendance during the game. He said in an interview during the 2016-17 season that it was the best goal he ever saw live. On 1 February, Ovechkin was named NHL Rookie of the Month for January 2006 as well as being named Offensive Player of the Month, becoming only the third player in NHL history to earn both honors simultaneously. Ovechkin finished the 2005-06 season leading all NHL rookies in goals, points, power play goals and shots. He finished third overall in the NHL in scoring with 106 points and tied for third in goals with 52. His 425 shots led the league, set an NHL rookie record, and was the fourth highest total in NHL history. Ovechkin's point total was the second best in Washington Capitals history and his goals total tied for third in franchise history. He was also named to the NHL First All-Star Team, the first rookie to receive the honor in 15 years. After the season ended, Ovechkin received the Calder Memorial Trophy, awarded to the NHL's best rookie. He was also a finalist in his rookie season for the Lester B. Pearson Award. EA Sports made him one of the cover athletes for NHL 07. The following season, Ovechkin appeared in his first NHL All-Star game in Dallas on 24 January 2007. He completed his second NHL season with 46 goals and 92 points. Playing in the final season of his rookie contract, in 2007-08, Ovechkin signed a 13-year contract extension worth $124 million with the Capitals on 10 January 2008. The contract, which averages $9.5 million per year, was the richest in NHL history. Working without an agent, Ovechkin negotiated with Capitals owner Ted Leonsis and former general manager George McPhee. Late in the season, on 3 March 2008, Ovechkin notched his 50th, 51st and 52nd goals of the campaign for his fourth career NHL hat trick and to hit the 50-goal mark for the second time in his career. Later that month, on 21 March, Ovechkin scored his 59th and 60th goals of the season against the Atlanta Thrashers, becoming the first NHL player to score 60 goals in a season since Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr in 1995-96 and 19th player overall. 4 days later, on 25 March, Ovechkin scored his 61st goal of the season to break the Washington Capitals team record for goals in a single season previously held by Denis Marouk. He also went on to break Luc Robitaille's record for most goals by a left winger in one season on 3 April, by scoring 2 goals for his 64th and 65th of the season. He also became the first NHL player to score at least 40 even-strength goals in one season since Pavel Bure in 1999-2000. Leading the league in scoring with 65 goals and 112 points, Ovechkin captured both the Art Ross Trophy and the Maurice "Rocket" Richard Trophy in 2007-08. It was the first time in 41 seasons that a left winger led the NHL in points since Bobby Hull led the league with 97 points in 1965-66. Ovechkin helped lead a rejuvenated Capitals team back to the Stanley Cup playoffs with a stronger supporting cast that included countryman Alexander Semin, rookie center Nicklas Backstrom and defenseman Mike Green. He scored the game-winning goal in his NHL playoff debut with less than 5 minutes left in Game 1 against the Philadelphia Flyers. He scored 9 points in 7 games against the Flyers as the Capitals were eliminated in the opening round. In the offseason, Ovechkin was awarded the Lester B. Pearson Award as the most outstanding player voted by the National Hockey League Players Association (NHLPA), and the Hart Memorial Trophy as the league's MVP, becoming the first player in the history of the NHL to win all 4 major awards, including the Art Ross and Rocket Richard trophies. Ovechkin was also awarded his 3rd consecutive Kharlamov Trophy, named after Soviet hockey star Valery Kharlamov and presented by Sovetski Sport newspaper, as the best Russian NHL player as voted by other Russian NHL players. Just over a month into the 2009-10 season, Ovechkin suffered an upper body injury during a game against the Columbus Blue Jackets on 1 November 2009, after a collision with opposing forward Raffi Torres. After returning, Ovechkin was suspended by the NHL on 1 December for 2 games, 1 for the action, and 1 for a second-game misconduct penalty during the season for a knee-on-knee hit to Carolina Hurricanes defenseman Tim Gleason during a game the previous day. Both Gleason and Ovechkin had to be helped off the ice, although Gleason later returned during the game, while Ovechkin did not. Ovechkin was assessed a 5-minute major penalty and a game misconduct at the time. Capitals coach Bruce Boudreau commented that Ovechkin's style of play was at times reckless. The suspension was Ovechkin's first of his career, causing him to forfeit $98,844.16 in salary. On 5 January 2010, Ovechkin was named captain of the Washington Capitals after previous captain Chris Clark was traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets. He became the first European, second youngest and 14th overall captain in team history. On 5 February, at a game against the New York Rangers, Ovechkin, with his second goal and 3rd point of the game, reached the 500-point milestone of his NHL career. He is the 5th player to achieve the milestone in only 5 seasons, reaching it in 373 career games. On 14 March, at a game against the Chicago Blackhawks at the United Center, Ovechkin sent Hawks defenseman Brian Campbell into the boards after Campbell had dumped the puck to the blue line. Ovechkin was called for boarding, receiving a 5-minute major and a game misconduct, and was suspended for 2 games. For a 3rd game misconduct of the season, a 2-game suspension is automatic. Campbell suffered a fractured clavicle and fractured rib, and was expected to be out 7 to 8 weeks. Ovechkin won the 2009-10 Ted Lindsay Award, becoming only the 2nd player in NHL history to win the award in 3 consecutive years. He also led the NHL in goals per game and points per game for 3 straight seasons, from 2008 to 2010. Ovechkin is the Capitals' all-time leader in goals. In 2009-10 Ovechkin surpassed the mark of Hall of Fame goaltender Bill Durnan, first 4 seasons from 1943-44 through 1946-47, and became the first player in NHL history voted a first-team All-Star in each of his first 5 seasons. In 2011, Ovechkin and the Capitals took part in the New Year's Day NHL Winter Classic, facing the Pittsburgh Penguins. Alexander did not score any points, but the Capitals won 3-1. On 8 March 2011, in a 5-0 victory over the Edmonton Oilers, Ovechkin recorded his 600th career point. On 5 April, Ovechkin scored his 300th career goal, becoming the 6th youngest and 7th fastest player to do so. On 23 January 2012, Ovechkin received a 3-game suspension for a hit on Zbigniew Michalek of the Pittsburgh Penguins. The following day, Ovechkin announced he would not attend the 2012 NHL All-Star Game due to the suspension. During the NHL lockout in the first half of the shortened 2012-13 season, Ovechkin went to play in the KHL and rejoined Dynamo Moscow with his teammate Nicklas Backstrom. In 31 games for the team, Ovechkin scored 19 goals and 40 points. At the end of the season, the Dynamo would go on to win the Gagarin Cup, albeit after the NHL lockout concluded and Ovechkin and Backstrom returned to North America. However, Ovechkin still received a championship ring from the team. In the remainder lockout-shortened 2012-13 NHL season, Ovechkin led the NHL in goal scoring with 32, earning him his third Rocket Richard Trophy. He combined his 32 goals with 24 assists, giving him 56 points, good for third most points in the NHL. He was also awarded the Hart Memorial Trophy for the third time in his career. Alexander only scored 2 points in a first-round exit of the 2013 Stanley Cup playoffs against the New York Rangers, during which he played with a hairline fracture in his foot. After the 2013 season, Ovechkin made history by being named to both the first and second NHL All-Star teams. He had switched to playing right wing that entire season, so was voted to the first All-Star team's right wing, but because some voters were not aware of the change, voted for him at his traditional left wing position, therefore also landing him left wing on the second All-Star team. On the 20th of December 2013, in a game against the Carolina Hurricanes, Ovechkin scored his 400th career goal. He became the sixth fastest player to ever reach that mark, getting it in 634 games, one less than Pavel Bure. On the 4th of November 2014, in a game against the Calgary Flames, Ovechkin recorded his 826th point, a franchise record, surpassing Peter Bondra, who previously held the record with 825 points. However, the Flames won the game 4-3 in overtime. On the 31st of March 2015, in a game against the Carolina Hurricanes, Ovechkin scored his 50th goal of the year and became the sixth player in NHL history to have 6 50-goal seasons, joining Guy Lafleur, Mike Bossy, Wayne Gretzky, Marcel Dionne and Mario Lemieux. On the 2nd of April, Ovechkin scored his 51st and 52nd goals of the season in a 5-4 shootout win against the Montreal Canadiens, surpassing Bondra as the franchise leader in goals scored. It was also his 15th multi-goal game of the season, none of which were hat tricks. During the 2015-16 season, in the second period of a game against the Toronto Maple Leafs, Ovechkin scored his 8th goal of the season to tie Sergei Fedorov's tally for the most goals among Russian-born players, with 483. On the 19th of November 2015, Ovechkin scored his 9th goal of the season in a 3-2 loss to the Dallas Stars. That goal broke Fedorov's record. On the 10th of January 2016, Ovechkin scored his 500th and 501st goals in a 7-1 victory over the Ottawa Senators, becoming the 43rd player to reach the 500-goal plateau, and the 5th fastest player to do so, as well as the first Russian. On the 9th of April, Ovechkin scored his 50th goal of the season and became the third player in NHL history to have 7 or more 50-goal seasons. During the 2015-16 season, Ovechkin, for the first time in his career, did not lead the Washington Capitals in points, although he still led the team in goals with 50, and finished second on the team in points with 71, behind fellow countryman Yevgeny Kuznetsov, who finished with 77. In the second round of the 2016 Stanley Cup playoffs, the Washington Capitals lost the series to the Pittsburgh Penguins in Game 6 after a 4-3 overtime defeat. On the 11th of January 2017, Ovechkin scored his 1,000th career point, becoming the 37th player in NHL history to reach 1,000 points with only one team. The 2017-18 season appeared to be historic for Ovechkin, who broke many NHL and Capitals records during the regular season. On the 7th of October 2017, he became the first player in 100 years with back-to-back hat tricks to start the season. As well, on the 25th of November, Ovechkin passed Bondra as the team's all-time leader in hat tricks with his 20th of his career. On the 21st of October, in a game against the Detroit Red Wings, Ovechkin surpassed Jaromir Jagr for most regular season overtime goals with the 20th of his career. He extended the record again in December in an overtime win against the Anaheim Ducks. On the 12th of March 2018, Ovechkin scored his 600th career goal, making him the 20th player to ever reach such a feat, and the 4th to do so in less than 1,000 games. On the 1st of April 2018, Ovechkin would play against the Pittsburgh Penguins in his 1,000th regular season NHL game, becoming the first Capitals player to play 1,000 games and the 54th NHL player to do so within the same franchise. At the conclusion of the regular season, Ovechkin was awarded the Rocket Richard Trophy for the 7th time in his career. He became the second player, tied with Bobby Hull, to win the NHL's goal-scoring title 7 times. In 2018, Ovechkin had the most dominant postseason of his career, recording 15 goals and 27 points over 24 games and averaging 20.44 of ice time per game. That year the Capitals would once again meet their longtime rivals, the Pittsburgh Penguins, in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Headed by Sidney Crosby, 33-year-old Ovechkin's main rival for greatest player of his generation, the Penguins had been victorious in 9 of their previous 10 encounters with the Capitals. The Capitals broke the trend, however, with Ovechkin assisting Yevgeny Kuznetsov's Game 6 overtime goal to clinch his first Eastern Conference Finals appearance in 13 seasons with the Capitals. On the 23rd of May 2018, Ovechkin helped lead the Capitals to the Stanley Cup Finals for their first time since 1998, going on to help them win their first championship in franchise history. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy, awarded to the most valuable player for his team in the playoffs. On the 6th of December 2018, Ovechkin became the fastest player in NHL history and 9th overall to take 5,000 shots on goal, reaching that mark in only 1,031 career games. Marcel Dionne, the previous holder of the record, required 184 more games. He scored the 21st hat-trick of his NHL career in a 6-2 win over Detroit Red Wings on the 11th of December, passing Pavel Bure for most by a Russian-born player in league history. On the 22nd of February 2020, Ovechkin scored his 700th career goal in the third period of a 3-2 loss against the New Jersey Devils, making him the 8th player in NHL history to accomplish the feat. On the 26th of May 2020, the NHL announced that the postponed regular season was concluded, and future games would be the postseason, thereby making Ovechkin and Bruins forward David Pastrnak, both having tied at 48 goals, co-winners of the Rocket Richard Trophy. Internationally, Ovechkin has represented Russia in multiple tournaments. His first IIHF tournament was the 2002 World U18 Championship. The following year he made his debut at the World Junior Championship, helping Russia win the gold medal. He played 2 more years at the World Juniors, as well as once more at the World U18 Championships. Ovechkin's first senior tournament was the 2004 World Championship, and he also played in the World Cup that year. Ovechkin has also played for Russia at the Winter Olympics in 2006, 2010, and 2014. Overall, Ovechkin has represented Russia at 11 World Championships and 3 Olympics in his career, winning the World Championship 3 times. Ovechkin was formerly engaged to tennis player Maria Kirilenko. On the 21st of July 2014, Kirilenko announced that the wedding was called off and that the two were no longer seeing each other. On the 11th of September 2015, Ovechkin announced via Instagram his engagement to Nastya Shubskaya, whom he subsequently married. On the 7th of June 2018, in an interview after winning his first Stanley Cup, it was made public that Ovechkin and his wife were expecting their first child. On the 18th of August 2018, the couple had a son, whom they named Sergei after Ovechkin's late brother. On the 24th of February 2020, Ovechkin's wife announced via Instagram that they were expecting their second child. On the 27th of May 2020, their second son, Ilya, was born.